Okay, so today is January the 13th, and the topic of today's reading from the book Affirmations for the Inner Child by Raquel Lerner is sexuality. Sexuality. The child within me is sexually alive. With my recovery has come a wonderful new freedom to enjoy my sexuality. Today I will celebrate my sexuality in appropriate ways, without fear or without shame. The child within me has taken years to heal from the shaming and abuse inflicted during her childhood. She was taught to think of herself as a bad person and of her body as evil. Instead of a wonderful God-given gift, sex was considered dirty, something to be ashamed of. As I have loved my little one toward health and wholeness, many of these old internal messages have faded into silence. Feeling good about who I am as a person has made me feel good about my sexuality. I see now that how I feel about my physical self is a mirror of how I feel about my core self. Today I will enjoy who I am as a sexual being, for sexuality is one of God's marvelous gifts to me. So, well, yes, that is the reading of today, which tells us how, or it's inviting us to let go of the negative aspects that are given to us when we are children about sexuality, right? Sexuality is always seen as a taboo, right? It's always seen as something that we are not supposed to do. Women in particular, but also men, are taught, well, all the negative aspects of being sexually active, right? Diseases, getting pregnant, even the most of the cases they are threatened with being thrown out of their houses once they get a sexual partner, uh, and it's or had or have any sexual experiences, right? Well, it would depend also on which country or which societies you live in, but especially when you live in a very dogmatic, perhaps I don't want to say Christian based, but uh, very religious societies, you cannot have sex, for example, in your house, right? In the house that you were born. You cannot take a sexual partner there. It's complicated, right? How to express your sexuality, and even well, even in modern societies, or right, most communities, more societies have very strong uh, feelings towards expressing sexuality in public, right? Expressing a love. You cannot kiss passionately, right? In public, right? Uh, those activities are usually you cannot do them outside, right? It's forbidden actually in some codes of conducts of social behavior in some countries, right? At least in the country that I was born on, or I currently live. For what I understand, you cannot do that, right? Explicitly showing affection towards a girl, right? It's forbidden. Uh, Again, I'm not saying that a hug or holding hands. No, I'm not talking about those kind of typical expressions, but kissing passionately, for example, mm, that is off the grounds, right? You cannot do that in public, right? So sexuality is always seen as taboo, right? As something that is not supposed to be done, and people feel uncomfortable about it, right? Uncomfortable around it, uh, around sexuality or sexual behavior, right? So it's liberating, right? It's liberating to know that you don't have to do that, right? Or you don't have to see sexuality as taboo or as something bad. because that is what we're taught, right? We're taught that that is something wrong, that that is something we're not supposed to do, but it is not, right? It is a part of life, it is a part of who we are, and we are supposed to express it with freedom, right? Without letting other people telling us what it is or how it is that we have to express those sexual feelings. In any case, that is the reading of today. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, leave any comments below, subscribe to the channel, share through social media, and as always, if Providence allows it, we will meet each other in a different day.